Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, way too soon after my last book haul, I'm doing another book haul, and there's probably going to be another book haul after Black Friday, so stay tuned as you see my finances crash and burn. Whoa! I'm literally a hot mess, so don't mind me. So you guys, I'm doing a book haul again. Are we surprised? No. The first books that I have here is Captive Hearts of Oz, and this is volume 1 and volume 2, and it looked really interesting, and I've been wanting to get into manga, so I purchased these because they were super cheap. But I'm hoping this is gonna be good. It's like a manga retelling of The Wizard of Oz, and I heard it kind of goes in its own direction, so I'm pretty excited about that. And I think like my sister-in-law kind of got me on a kick towards The Wizard of Oz. Like I've always liked like The Wiz. I like The Wizard of Oz too, but I wasn't like the hugest fan. I just thought it's always the remixes that I find way more interesting, like The Wiz. And like even with Cinderella, like I don't really like the original Cinderella. I like Brandy's Cinderella because it was amazing, and it has Brandy and Whitney Houston and family together of all different colors. Like we love to see it. Amazing, never done before. Just to give you guys some random recommendations, watch The Wiz and watch what is the actual name of Brandy Cinderella? Like I always call it Brandy Cinderella because we all know that she bodied that movie, like it belonged to her. So that's kind of the whole story of why I got these. So moving on, I did something completely ridiculous, and I have another copy of Dark Dawn. This is the UK edition that came in the Illumicrate Dark Dawn box, and it has yellow sprayed edges. This book is absolutely gorgeous. This is the inside. Gorgeous. Ugh, so gorgeous. I really want to get the other two in this edition for collector's purposes. The inspiration behind this book haul was I wanted to find things that weren't like super popular and try some books to recommend to you guys if I enjoyed them. So I have here The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. I feel like I said that so cringy. Chakraborty? S.K. Chakraborty. This book is first of all very gorgeous. Can we just take a second to admire that? And then on top of that, can we just zoom in all the way? There's a little hijabi with the jilbabi on and everything. Like hijab, jilbab, we love to see it in fiction. And I think this is actually fantasy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a fantasy. So I'm super excited. And I think, let's see. I feel like someone said this is a Muslim fantasy, or either it's written by a Muslim or it has Muslims in it. I'm not sure, but that was enough for me to pick it up, so I really hope it does not disappoint. But I'm really excited to get to this one. So City of Brass is about a girl named Nahri who has never believed in magic. She's a con woman, but all of the things that she does to con, like the tricks and stuff, they're not real, so she don't believe in magic. Then she accidentally summons Dara, a sly, darkly mysterious jinn warrior. That makes me kind of nervous because as a Muslim, like I'm not scared of like all jinn, or if you don't know what jinn are, they're like the beings that inhabited the earth before us. So like jinn, as Muslims, we don't believe that like all jinn are good or all jinn are evil. Like they're just like human beings. Some of them are good and some of them are evil. I believe in jinn, so I'm kind of scared. Now I'm scared to read this because like I don't want to be looking around in fear in the middle of the night. Like yeah, so that is the thing I believe in, and it makes me nervous, but I think it's gonna be good. But anyway, so she summons a jinn. Yeah, that forces her to reconsider her beliefs on magic and all of those things. And that's also another thing, like y'all are probably like, why is she telling us all this information? But Muslims also believe that magic is real, and y'all are probably like, what the hell? But yes, I believe that magic is real. but the magic that is real is something that we're like not supposed to partake in or like learn and stuff like that. From what I understand about magic, real magic, it's very different from like, you know, what we read in books and like Harry Potter and all that. Like, it's very different. So I'll read about it, but but anyways, this should be interesting, super interesting, I think. The next book I have here is 5 Feet Apart by Rachel Lippincott with Mickey Daughtry and Tobias Laconis. Okay, there's a lot going on with this. I believe this is about, yeah, so this is about like a girl who can't get like close to anyone because she has a condition with her lungs and she's had to be hospitalized most of her life. So she tries to control her distance from everyone so that she doesn't jeopardize the possibility of her getting a lung transplant. So she has to stay 6 feet apart from everyone, no exceptions. But then there's this guy named Will, and he just wants to get out of the hospital. He could care less about treatments, and so he's pretty much what she needs to stay away from. But of course, in the tragic way of these type of books, she don't want to stay away from him. So this cover is gorgeous. Can we take a moment? Like, wow, it's really pretty. The next book I have here is The Tree. Wow, I'm gonna lie, there's nowhere in the title that says tree. This book is called The Deepest Roots, and it is by Miranda Acevedo. It says, Kansas is a strange place. For the past century, every girl has been born with a special talent, like the ability to fix any object, heal any wound, or find what is missing. To best friends Rome, Lux, and Mercy, their abilities often feel more like a curse. Rome may be able to fix anything she touches, but that won't help her mom pay rent or make it any easier to confide in Lux and Mercy about what's going on at home. Lux's ability to attract any man with a smile has always meant danger, and although Mercy can make enough of whatever is needed, even that won't help when her friendship with Rome and Lux is tested. And I like that it's about friendship. So this next book is called The Nowhere Girls by Amy Reed. I'm actually really excited to read this book because it just sounds like something that we need to try to do more as a society. But anyways, this book is about 3 girls, one of them named Grace. She moves into a new home, and then she learns a story about the girl who lived there before her that was run out of that home or run out of town because she accused this popular group of guys of gang raping her. So she teams up with these other 2 girls, and they're going to try to resist this sexist culture at their school, which includes boycotting sex of any kind with the male students. As the Nowhere Girls grow in number, their movement becomes about more than sex and transforms the lives of its members, their school, and the entire community. I really like that. It sounds very good and like it's going to have a good message that's important for our society, because the way our society brushes rape and sexual assault under the rug and constantly blames victims is just disgusting, and I would just hate to raise women in a society like this. It's just gross, and something needs to be done, something needs to change. So hopefully I find this book inspiring. So the next book I got here is Damsel, which by the way has like an absolutely gorgeous cover, but that's not why I got it. The right has existed for as long as anyone can remember. When the king dies, his son the prince must venture out into the gray lands, slay a fierce dragon, and rescue a damsel to be his bride. This is the way things have always been. But when Amma wakes in the arms of Prince Emery, she knows none of this. She has no memory of what came before she was captured by the dragon or what horrors she faced in its lair. She knows only this handsome young man, the story he tells of her rescue, and her destiny of sitting on a throne beside him. But as she follows the prince to the kingdom of Harding, however, she discovers that not all is as it seems. There's more to the legends of the dragons and the damsel than anyone knows, and the greatest threats may not be behind her, but around her, closing in. It sounds really interesting, and I'm excited to read it. It's super short, so I think it'll be right to the point, but I'm excited, and I don't think I even said who the author is. It's Alana K. Arnold. The next book I have here is The Summer Dragon. This book is a summer dragon, and it's about a girl who's in a family that I think raises and breeds dragons, and she's hoping to get her own dragon, but the war goes badly and the need for dragonry takes away that hope of her ever having her own dragon. And I don't know, I just heard dragons and I got hype, and I just really have been itching for a good dragon book. Like, the last really good dragon book or series that I've read was the Aragon cycle. The Inheritance cycle is all the way up in that corner up there. But the Aragon books, that's the last like dragon books I've read that I really love. So I'm hoping I can find a new dragon series, because what's fantasy without dragons? And nobody really writes about dragons that I've read. So I need to expand my horizons, and I'm doing that with this book. And these dragons look really, really vicious. Okay, so the next book I have here is The Dragon's Legacy by Deborah A. Wolf. This book, it says, I'm gonna just read it to you because I feel like this is what intrigued me. In the heart of the singing desert, the people are fading from the world. Mothers bear few live children. The warriors and wardens are hard pressed to protect those who remain. And the Vashai, the great cats who have called the people Kithrin, for as long as there have been stories, bond with fewer humans each year. High above, the sun dragon sings a song of life and love, while far below, the earth dragon slumbers as she has since the beginning of time. Her sleep is fitful, and from the darkness of her dreams come whispers of war and death. This sounds so good to me. Like, this is literally, I'm so scared this is gonna let me down, but this sounds so freaking good. Like, I'm excited about this book. When I saw it, I had to snatch it. I've never heard of it before seeing it on Book Outlet, but this is like one of the books I'm most excited about in this haul. Like, it just sounds so interesting, like the world building. So I'm really hoping the writing can bring this story concept to life. Like, it just sounds so good. Okay, so the next book here is Forest of a Thousand Lanterns by Julie C. Dow. Yeah, so it says, destined for greatness, bound for ruin. Jie Feng is beautiful. The cards foretell her fate. She is meant to be empress of all Feng Lu, but only if she embraces the darkness buried deep within her soul. Down one path lies obscurity, the other leads to glory, yet not without great sacrifice. A lover spurned, cruel magic exploited, and one question, one choice reigns above all others. Is the price of the throne too high? So from what I understand about this book, this is about a villain. I've been wanting to read a good villain story. I actually need to read Vicious because I heard that's a really good villain story, but this is a woman villain story. It's about a woman, and that excites me so much. Oh, it's like a reimagining of the evil queen from Snow White. I'm excited for this. I'm really, really excited for this. And this book is like super pretty. I didn't realize it until I got it in person. I kind of thought it was ugly when I saw it online, but this next book I'm pretty excited about as well. It sounds very interesting, but I just hope it's actually good. It seems like a book that might end up being kind of polarizing, but anyways. Well, that is The Women's War by Jenna Glass. It says, in a feminist fantasy epic, a revolutionary spell gives women the ability to control their own fertility, with consequences that rock their patriarchal society to its core. That sounds interesting. I'm just interested to see how this plays out. I think it is a standalone. I'm not going in with too high expectations as far as just like it being advertised as a feminist fantasy, because I notice a lot of time if I go in with that expectation, it's kind of shot down. But yeah, I think if I just don't go into it like that, it should be good. We'll see how that goes. I'm kind of scared, to be honest, when it comes to this one. And I feel like even if I like it, there might maybe a lot of people who won't. We'll see. The next book I have here, it has a really weird title, but it's I Want to Eat Your Pancreas by Yoru Sumino. This is like really pretty. So it says, a high school boy finds the diary of his classmate only to discover that she's dying. Yamauchi Sakura has been silently suffering from a pancreatic disease, and now exactly one person outside her family knows. He swears to her that he won't tell anyone what he learned, and the shared secret brings them closer together in this deeply moving first-person story that traces their developing relationship and Sakura's final months of life. So the funny thing about this one is I actually thought it was a manga, but it's like a book. Like, it's a novel, so that's interesting. Kind of didn't expect that, but I'm still excited all the same. It looks like it's gonna be really good, and I can't wait to read it. And I feel like it's gonna be so sad, but definitely worth a read. All right, so the next book I have here is Finding Yvonne by Brandy Colbert. So this is about a girl who wants to get accepted into a music conservatory after high school, but she's worried that she will not get in. Her mom walked out on her family, and she's only had her music and her violin to keep her company and make her feel less lonely after that happened to her. She also has a strained relationship with her father as well, who is very emotionally closed off. She ends up meeting a fellow musician who understands her struggle, but after she falls for him and they're together, she ends up getting a very unexpected surprise, and the decision she makes will be her hardest decision she's ever had to make. So it sounds really, really good and interesting, and it kind of a little bit reminds me of With the Fire on High, but instead of her interest being food and culinary art, her interest is music. So I definitely want to read this. It's really short and to the point, and I'm hoping it'll be pretty good. And this cover is like really cute to me. It definitely interested me just from seeing it. The next book I have here is Rain the Earth by A.C. Goggin. This book I picked up because it's about elemental magic, and that's all I need to hear. That's all I know. I think it also has a marriage trope, which I personally find interesting. Elemental magic, arranged marriage, we'll see how that goes. I think this is something I kind of want to go into not knowing much about. The cover is a little bit weird, but the actual story sounds interesting, so I'm hoping the story is amazing. And you guys, the last book I have here is the Giver Quartet by Lewis Lowry. This is all of the Giver books combined into one. I believe it's 4 books. I've only ever read the first book, and that was a long time ago, but I remember loving it so much, but I never had my own copy. So I want to reread the first book and read the other 3 books, and this just seemed like the perfect thing to get. It was on sale for I think $10, and she thick, and it also has a red ribbon bookmark in it, and I love ribbon bookmarks because, like, why don't all books have that? It would make my life so much easier to just be able to do like that and close the book, you know. But yeah, I'm really excited to reread this since I just remember loving the first book so freaking much, and I do think this is like classic dystopian. It's 93, so yeah, I'm excited. I'm super excited to read this, and I'm actually resisting the urge to pick it up right now. Maybe I shouldn't resist, you know. But yeah, you guys, that is my last book that I wanted to show you guys that I got recently. And I really need to pump my brakes, but honestly I think in 2020 I'm gonna go on a book buying ban, and I'm just gonna focus on reading the books that I have, and I might as well, while I can, get the books that I've really been wanting. And I'm gonna do a video kind of about probably like my whole physical TBR, which is like a lot of books. I will also kind of talk about like what I like about having a lot of physical books, just because like I really feels like my own library. Like I could check out whatever I want when I want. I don't know, I love that feeling, and I also love sharing books with other people. Thank you guys so much for watching another ridiculous book haul with me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.